Why, hello there, my name's Depth Charge 2030, and today I'm talking about Constantine issue number 8. Ooh, take a look at that cover where it's Sargon the Sorceress holding his heart. Oh, and he's in the back without his heart. Oh! Yeah, it's kind of a weird cover. So jumping right in to talk about the story, it opens up with, well, Constantine playing a chess match with an old guy who I think is Zatara. Because I don't know what Zatara looked like in the new 52. You know, Zatanna's dad. Pretty sure that's him? Possibly not. I don't know. They don't exactly name him. And so they're talking about how magic is like, oh yeah, if you don't do something unexpected, you're dead. And then we cut back to the present, where Mr. E is trying to steal Constantine's soul. And that's totally not gonna fly with this guy. It's a joke! Oh, I hate myself inside because of that. And then it's like. And then it's just this showdown between Mystery and Constantine. It's more or less magic and all that, except. Here's the thing. Constantine, as he's fighting, he notices that, his moon blade from his, weird, room that Tenarch kind of raided back couple issues ago. That's sitting precariously on the balcony of the room they're fighting in. And so that brings up a lot of questions in his inner monologuing. He's like, okay, that should not be there. And then as he's fighting Mr. E, he's like, okay, I now know what they're doing. So, eventually, though, Constantine kills Mr. E, and that causes, well, yeah, and then Tenarch and then Sargon the Sorceress steal the power from his body, and that makes him even more powerful. And then that's when Constantine figures out. He's like, "Oh, they set this thing up so I could kill him for them, so they could take his power," which is exactly what they just did. So yeah, Constantine, he's smart. Oh, that's another joke. And then while he's, throwing back on his trousers and stuff, Sargon the Sorcerer's like, oh yeah, I totally did leave that for you. Remember that? I helped you out. And he's like, yeah, you helped me out to help yourself. And she's like, oh yeah, hey, you want to join the cult? And he's like, sure, because I won't stab you in the back like I totally did, Mr. E. Yeah, yeah. And then it turns out the sword, well, knife, is called the Moonblade, and what it is that it traps the soul of the person it's used to kill inside of it. So Mystery is now a talking sword, and that's cool. And then Constantine, he's like, okay, we're gonna work together, you and I. We're gonna take down the cult eventually, so we're gonna work towards that. But right now, I'm gonna take a look on what everyone else is doing, because, Trinity War is technically going on right now. And then he looks in, and it's like Billy Batson, Shazam, from issue 5, is holding the skull, and he's like, God damn it, kid, I told you not to do that. And then he's like, God damn it, I've got to get involved now, because Zatanna's there, and she's getting punched by Wonder Woman. And so that's when the issue ends with Constantine walking through a portal where Zatanna is, where the Pandora's box is, right there. So leads right into Trinity War and the aftermath. Yeah. So Constantine issue number 8. What did I think about it? The arts, Aiko's art was pretty the transition from issue 7's art, where it's dark tones and clear drawings, to Aiko's pretty detailed art style, where it's several specks, and it was just a weird transition. I was from smooth to rough, but the rough worked better than the smooth, if you know what I'm saying. It's like a cheese grater. You want cheese, and you don't know whether you want American or Swiss cheese that's just been shredded. So it's like that. If that ever makes any sense, because it made sense in my head before I said it out loud. So yeah. The story itself, it had a sense of finality, you know. that's what I got from it. It was like, okay, you know, it had like this sense of conclusion. It had this, so it's like Constantine. He just killed Mystery. That's a stepping stone, and now he's got kind of a man on the inside, technically. So he kind of has like a way to kind of work towards defeating the cult itself because he has one of their leaders in his sword. So he can like use that for information. So it's like a stepping stone. It's like he moved up from being attacked by the cult to now being like having an edge. So he's like, okay, after this, I'm going to start working my magic and beating the crap out of them and bring them down. So it certainly had a tone within this issue and within the final pages, which I liked. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Constantine issue number 8. Yeah. My name is Death Charge 2030, and I'll see you guys later.